Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining our stream today. My name is Anna Bakhvalova, and I'm a Chief Marketing Officer at Career Pathway Institute. So, we are a non-profit organization that helps internationals to move forward with their careers that fits them the best in the United States. And I want to say hi to my team who is behind the scene, Dima, Lana, Kate, Sveta, and if you're interested in joining our community, please take a look at the links below and the description. Or if you would like to join our team, you're welcome. Knowing how frustrating and difficult it can be to find a job here in the United States, we decided to create a series of interviews with accomplished professionals who have already passed this journey and can share their experiences. And today we have a very interesting guest with a very interesting topic that's called networking and blogging as a tool for career and professional development in the United States. And let me introduce Ksenia a little bit more. So, Ksenia, she's an entrepreneur, advisor, and a marketing communication seasoned leader with years of experience in tech. She's ex-VP of communications at Mail Group, a public corporation with 5K employees and 150 plus million users, and a founder of two communications agencies that helps IT startups and VC funds to find their market and tell their story globally. Hi, Ksenia. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Anna. Thank you. Thank you for this such a welcoming and warming introduction. First of all, thanks for having me. I think that you guys do such a great job helping those who need this help and finding speakers for them and developing your nonprofit organization. I know that this is like a huge amount of work. So I really, really appreciate it. And I'm happy to help you guys.
Thank you, Ksenia. Yeah, we're trying to do our best and we try to help people. And so that's why you are here. We just wanted you to share with us with your experience. And today it's not such usual topic for us. So we're gonna talk about networking and blogging as a tool for career development. So many people who got this job and they just sitting and wondering, really, why I have to develop my networking? I have my team, I have my family, I have a couple of my friends, and and about blogging, what? Like, why I have to do all these things? I'm not a dancing girl from the TikTok, and why I'm supposed to do? So let's just highlight all these interesting topics today, and maybe let's just start from our first question from our nonprofit to you. What do you think about?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
And so, how to build a professional community so much needed in a new professional and life chapter.
Yeah, this is a huge topic that we will definitely cover throughout this hour. I hope that, like dividing it into steps and into easy bricks, we can somehow build this house and understand how to do that. Because I totally understand that in our audience, probably like people who don't blog that much, who don't like everybody understand like what blogging is, right? So we all have our social media. We follow some friends, of course, friends and family. The first thing to do on social media. Also, we follow some bloggers who probably learn us something, who can teach us something, who can inspire us to do something, who can also make us laugh, which is very important in our lives too. So we like in real lives we like understand like intuitively we understand what blogging is, but we will look at blogging from a different perspective today. And please don't hesitate ask your questions, leave them in the chat. I will be happy to address your particular need today. Just consider me as your tool, free of charge tool that you can use throughout this hour. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give a little like a framing talk about blogging and networking for enhancing your career. And after that, I really hope that you guys will have lots of questions with your unique situations, and I will address them and hopefully will help you out with your career enhancing through blogging and networking. And the first question, and Anna, you are so right. The first question that we have in our minds is like, do I really need to network or to be a blogger to enhance my career? Because we are all busy with our families, with our jobs, or searching a job in the US. And in Europe, I would say it is pretty much the same, takes like months, and you definitely is like you are very busy with this search. But we have to address this question, and the simple answer, like a short answer for this question, is yes. And the reason for that, just think of it. There is one thing that you can do to increase your chances to being hired. It is to get referred for a job, right? So according to plenty of research, referred candidates are more likely to get hired, perform better, and they also last longer in jobs, which means that companies actually love referrals. They love that the employees refer new candidates to them. So how usually people can get those references? Of course, one can easily ask through LinkedIn somebody from the company to refer him or her, right? And this is a great way. Nothing wrong with this way. You definitely should find that people to ask them to refer you and to use this opportunity that LinkedIn gives. But there are a couple problems connected with this way. Sometimes people just don't respond to such messages, and this is like totally understandable why. And probably you guys who watch this, you were in this situation when you just ask people to refer you and get like zero answers. And That is why I suggest these two low-hanging fruits to get those referrals easier and to increase ultimately to increase the number of opportunities that you will have for your career path, and probably for your better career path. Like why I say probably, because when we speak about such things like blogging and networking and things that include people, like connection, communication, this is like not math, which I love, like, and I studied in math class and I love math totally, but this is like a more vague field, and we definitely understand that we can increase our chances, but we cannot guarantee it, right? So, but we need to understand what we should do and how to do it right to increase those chances. So let's do it together. Okay, those low-hanging fruits. Fruit number one is obviously to run expert, like to do expert blogging on LinkedIn, which can indeed be a powerful tool for professionals to showcase their expertise and connect, of course, with colleagues in the same field. And as we remember, colleagues in the same field are the best people to refer you for a position that you are seeking. Because, of course, when there are multiple programs in companies, like get money if you refer a great candidate. Like send us several emails of your colleagues in the same field, etc., etc. There are numbers of such programs, and we have to just keep it in mind. And the low-hanging fruit number two is obviously networking, especially in your new location or in a new field you switch to. And why I title them as low-hanging fruits? That is because they are free, right? We all know that to probably improve, enhance, or get reviewed our resumes on LinkedIn cost money. To sometimes to make special, like to use some tools cost money. I know a great product manager who actually said to me that the hardest thing in the job of product manager is actually to get an interview for this job, and the rest of this work in product manager is just like a cup of tea. And she actually got a personal coaching from experienced product managers, uh, how to respond to the questions throughout the interview. And for that, like private consultations, she paid like lots of money. So this can be really, really crazy, and this can be costly. That is why this free low-hanging fruits are something to consider, and maybe with like not that much attention and not that much time that you can spend, you will get really, really great results. The
Yeah,
problem here, yeah,
Ksenia,
go ahead.
it's really such a great point. It's absolutely like I'm totally agree with you. It's a really low fruits. So when people have those connections, they can just use it. Ask people about very important questions. If you have a friend who is a product manager as well, you can just invite him for a coffee and just, oh, could you explain me how this process is actually works? And by like during drinking coffee, he can explain and bring you so much value. And if you do not have this context, you have to pay for it. So anything, everything what you can get for free, you have to pay for it. So that's why like you have to think about it. And especially like for people who just move to the another country or in the United States, they just leave all those networks in those countries, and they have to be honest with themselves. Yes, I'm starting from zero. And networking is like when you live in your own country, you have your classmates, like your roommates, you like people
Your
from
whole life, your actually
whole
whole
life.
life, like
Yeah,
building those relationships. Yeah,
yeah, and
exactly.
I've heard so many like interesting stories that I'm okay. I'm just have my family. Like no, at some point, you will need to ask people about favor or stuff like that. So like networking, what we have to do for our future, not for our presence.
That's so true. Yeah. So let's move further to the tools and some important considerations to make, because as I said,
Mm.
that we definitely want to invest not that much time into this job, because this is like not the major like and number first things in our lives, right? Okay, so the question here, like we should address several questions. First, to who we would communicate, yeah, to who, like with whom we would like to talk. Second, how to reach them, how to through which channels. And the third one is what to tell about yourself and in what form and how. So let's address quickly these three questions and switch to my favorite part, to the questions from the audience, and probably from you, Anna, as you know your audience pretty well. Okay, so how to choose a target audience for your professional communications. For career enhancement purposes, always consider three key target audiences. First of all, these the people who are the same level as you, your colleagues in the same field in other companies. Because remember what I told like 5 minutes ago, you want these referrals. And when you want these referrals, like the larger your network in the same field and on the same level, the like higher the chances that somebody would recommend you. So this is our group number first. Group, like the most important group, like truly. Group number second is actually your possible bosses to be. So if you're a marketer, consider a director of marketing. If you are a developer, like front-end developer. Consider a like in small company or mid-sized company CTO, or in a larger scale company like the department responsible for front end. So you like consider always these bosses to be, because these people interview like will interview you, even though they will not like search for you as recruiters do, but they actually are probably the most interested people in the company to find you. And since they are the most interested in it, in the outcome, they are like, of course, the most motivated. And that is why they might even like ask their subordinates, employees, to refer somebody. So this is the group number 2. And the group number 3, of course, recruiters in your field. So these 3 groups are the main groups of your attention. So how to reach them, how to find them, how to choose the channels. Like we communicators, like professional communicators, call these channels through which we communicate this or that message, right? And just know that we consider like yourself as a little media company, right? Like you are a little media company and you built your like communication strategy. This is a nice way to look at you, to look at you as an employee who is using this tool, as like these tools as blogging and networking is. So of course, I think that it is totally clear that the channels that we have to choose and to stick with should actually give us an opportunity to reach that people, right? We are going to the places where these people are. And this is really, really easy to do, like in a couple of steps, and I will definitely tell you how. But like the easier part of it is, of course, like it is tricky. It is an easier part, but it is at the same time is not that easy. So it is LinkedIn. And we all know that if we are building our global careers, and especially a career in the United States, like LinkedIn and our activity on LinkedIn is like the first thing to do. And I'm actually really, really glad that you guys already did a live with a really great expert in LinkedIn. And I enjoyed it a lot. So I watched it on your YouTube channel, and it was like how to enhance my LinkedIn profile or something like that. But that expert, she actually touched this topic about being active, building your image through LinkedIn, posting, like blog posting on LinkedIn, etc. So I really, truly recommend to everybody who is interested in our topic today to watch also that live that you can find on this YouTube channel in live section. So about channels, like channel number 1, of course, is LinkedIn. And please watch that video. You will benefit tremendously from it. The second channel is actually is like not that easy to recommend, because it can be like definitely like there are plenty of different channels in different spheres, and I don't know which sphere our audience members are. So let's just imagine that you can find these channels in pretty simple steps. You just search them on Google. Let's say you're a front-end developer and you're moving to the US from another country, or just like searching for a job in the US, staying in other country, it never mind. So you just literally search like the best front-end developers channels. And from my experience and from my experience in tech, I would like on top of my mind say that probably there are like several great channels on Discord, because Discord is something that is very, very like, widely used for developers, gamers, people involved in blockchain sphere, AI sphere. So like, but even if you like, let's say, don't know this, it's okay. You can search it and find it in on Google, I think, like in like 5-10 minute time frame. So you are just searching for like the best groups, forums, and channels on Discord, Telegram, Slack, probably sometimes like Reddit, maybe. It depends on which job you are in. So you are just searching for them, finding them, like not all, but maybe a 10, like maybe 10 of them, maybe 20, something like that. Follow all of them for a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and just
Mm,
scrolling them, reading them, understanding how many people are in these channels, understanding how active they are, because there are sometimes channels that announced as a mobile app developers channel, but this is really really for fun, and people from mobile app industry just post memes, etc. So you are searching for something really really related to your job, when people discuss the tasks connected to your job, etc. And you are scrolling them, you are like maybe engaging a little bit, and like uh, it ends up with maybe two, maybe just one channel, which is
mhm,
probably the largest, the best, very active, and you see that you can benefit from that channel a lot. And let's say it would be ideal situation if you will run your LinkedIn uh, actively, and if you follow and be active just in one job related chat or group or channel, depending on which platform uh, you will find it. Let's say, like as this like example with the front end developer, uh, there is indeed a very famous channel on Discord. Um, it's called DevCord, if I remember it correctly, and it's more than 100,000 participants, and you definitely want to be there. I bet that recruiters who are like great recruiters who are looking for developers,
mm,
they know and they are members of this channel as well. Because it's like for them, this is also low hanging fruit to
mhm,
find people in these types of social media. So you found your like two, maximum three channels. And after that, you just think, well, how would I build an image that I'm a pro, that I'm an expert, and I'm a good and right person to be hired for the positions in this sphere? And this is, of course, a tricky question, because there is no like one recipe for all and for everyone. That's for sure. But we can just mention several tips that would definitely help you.
mhm,
Uh, for me, it helps to frame my work at first and decide that, okay, how often should I do this? And this also motivates me, because if I understand that it is too much of work, I would probably never start. And it is our job to motivate ourselves doing things that probably we are not comfortable to do. Uh, this is like a special part of me motivating me to talk to you right now, and not like and the whole me that's like talking to you, right? So, and this is important, like when you start something new, and if you're here, probably blogging and maybe not working is a little bit on a new side for you, which is totally fine. It's probably really really great approach and great attitude to decide, okay, I will start just with one bi-weekly post.
Mm-hmm.
So one post per 2 weeks on LinkedIn. Let's say I can, of course, I can post on my account, and why it is so important, like on my LinkedIn page, and why it is so important. The expert in LinkedIn already told in previous live, and just believe me, this is like total 1 hour something different speech, but just believe me that it is important. So, and you can just tell, okay, like one post on LinkedIn about my field, professional post. Not that you like attended some concert, right? Like I love shows and concerts and everything, but this is job thing. So, like one post bi-weekly would be totally perfect. And be like a little bit active on that chat that you already chose. Also, you will benefit if there is a group on LinkedIn, your professional group. There are not all professions maybe represented on LinkedIn, but very, very many. So, like probably, I don't know, I'm a member of like hundreds of groups on LinkedIn. And like there is a group of like DevOps specialists, let's say. And if you are in DevOps and you post something about how to, I don't know, deal with the bugs and what you think like the right approach, I'm just like on top of my mind, just say something because I'm definitely not in DevOps. Um, yeah, and you just came up with this not big, like short post of 1,000 words, maybe max. And you can repost it into the group on LinkedIn to increase the awareness,
Mm-hmm.
to connect, like to start building that relationships with your peers, your colleagues in the same field. You just take the same piece of content, and it is totally fine if you post it on your page and you post it on group LinkedIn group. It is not fine to post it in chats. It's totally different story, right? The tone of voice and the style of communication is different, but as human beings you will definitely just understand it when you join the channel. It just will naturally will come to you what and how to discuss, because you should be definitely yourself. I would say your polite self of course, because you definitely like you want to uh, be perceived as a professional. You just when you
Yes.
post these things, when you chat with people in professional chat, you always think that this is something that a recruiter from your dream company will read. And if you communicate this way, you will be like the best professional you. And this is what we need, right? Uh, as I said, it is hard to build an image of expert, especially if you are in the very beginning of your career. Like,
Yeah.
let's say
Yeah.
you just, yeah, let's say you don't have like that 10 years of experience under your belt. It's okay. You still like, and I believe that this YouTube channel and this nonprofit organization gonna uh, give you tons of advice about how to volunteer, how to find first projects, etc., etc. And believe me, you can start even with asking this nice, kind questions and asking for help from a professional community. Believe me, we attach very much to those who ask for our professional help. So if people like, this year, let's say, when you start communicate with the your colleagues in the chat, this year you ask something, believe me, those who answered you, who helped you, will remember you for several years. And like,
Mhm.
and when you will develop as a professional, and your relations with those who helped you will develop as well.
It's such a great advice. Sorry, like, I know one story very close because, like, my husband, he started his blog from the very beginning. He was just curious and obsessed with one topic, and he started to collect all informations in Google Docs. And at some point, he took a classes how to start blogging, and he just copy paste this. Hello, alarm. Yeah, we are still here. So we are on a webinar. Yeah,
Sorry, sorry, I didn't switch it
that's
off.
okay. So he started from the very beginning. So he started to just collecting all different informations and just copy paste from his Google Docs to the blog. And because at least maybe those information which you already collected from different resources, this small research could be useful for others people. So we just thinking that, oh, I have to post something super duper professional, but this is super duper professional. It's from your point of view, from your perspective. But for others people, it can be very good answers on those questions. So yeah, just of course you have to prepare your content. If some best recruiter in the world will check your post, but from another hand, you have to be brave enough just to start from the very beginning, and that's okay. You just showing that you are learning, you're collecting information, you are researching, and yeah, this is very useful. So like yeah, and thanks. And like people just a little bit surprised that like sharing, reposting your content to the groups, it's such a good advice. So our audience love this advice. So people like, it's a really good hack. Sorry, Ksenia, for
No, no, no,
interrupting.
no, no. It's like, yeah, it is.
The main points, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
As
yeah. It is really, really important to highlight. Thank you, Anna. Yeah.
yeah, start from very beginning, like start to do your posts, don't be shy, and like maybe some people need your content.
And just imagine that you don't like, go out to a scene to perform. No, you are not a performer here. Just imagine that like, you are asking sometimes like a road, right, in a new city.
You
You
okay?
just, yeah,
You
it's
just
okay. Yeah, maybe your phone is dead and you have to find something in Barcelona and you have to ask somebody how to go. Or maybe like you have no internet, right? Like, just consider other people as yourself and ask yourself, would I mind if somebody asked me or somebody asked in this chat about it? And you would say, no, no, I wouldn't mind. Why would I, right? So yeah, we sometimes are too harsh to ourselves, like much more than to other people. That's so true.
Mhm.
And yeah, I wanted to wrap up to get all your questions, guys. So, but couple of words about like secret sauce, and we literally made a little step towards this secret sauce of blogging and networking. uh, the thing is that you already heard of it because it's out there, that blogging currently has quite an important trend of something that is called like micro segmentation or micro targeting, and micro bloggers as well.
Mhm.
It is the thing that we are all different. And it is a huge trend in blogging that people find a little tribe that they address to. There are, of course, huge bloggers, and you, of course, know them and follow them, and I do too, that address like to many, many millions, like stars, celebrities, some people who beautifully dance on TikTok, etc., etc. But we are talking about these little tribes that we can build like mm, connections in both directions, because these huge bloggers they follow the pattern one to many, right? When we build our micro tribes, we can communicate more. We can like the blogger has more time, more capacity, more resources to answer, to be flexible, to maybe post
Approachable.
about
Approachable.
something, yeah, but like yeah, post about something that was asked, etc., etc., etc. So I think that this microblogging, microsegmentation approach should be taken to the next level for our purposes to enhance our career. I
Mm-hmm.
think that we have to even not blog, but like handpick those who are follow, those who we want to be friends with, those who we want to read our posts, because the importance of one person in a company, just several, like probably 3 to 5 people in a company who will make a decision on if hire you or on hiring you to that company, right? So we want our like future colleagues, boss to be, and a recruiter who is responsible for this particular field, for like probably front end developers or DevOps or developers uh, in general, if this is not such a big company. You want to address them. And please, I really truly think that the only secret sauce here is to address to right people with right message. This is like as simple as that. And if you handpick them correctly, don't wait, like post beautifully written posts, professional posts, and just think that somebody out there will find them. They would not. Everybody is busy. No, never, 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 never. Find them yourself. Find those people for who you actually wrote these posts. For some people, I think it might be a useful piece of advice if you first find those people. Like, let's say I want to be a head of communications like at Apple, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would go and find those people like in Apple who actually will be responsible and involved in the process of hiring such a person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just a funny example, but I mean, find a recruiter, find colleagues, find your boss to be, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe looking at their profiles and looking, which is very important, at what they post or what they like on LinkedIn, which is quite simple, or what they repost. You will simply understand what content they like, what content, what professional content inspire them. And that is how you can build, like through this smart approach, through your professionalism, through things that you can discuss about your job,
Mm-hmm.
you can build a connection. Because these people, like everybody nowadays can be lonely, right? And sometimes we want to discuss something really, really particular in our job, and nobody understands us, because probably I'm the only marketer in my company, and nobody like nobody understands what my struggle is. And I want to find that marketer in similar company, let's say doing B2B software, and to discuss and to share knowledge and to build this connection. So, and this is this, and the only, I believe, secret sauce is handpicking who you are building connections with. And now on this note, I see that, oh my God, it's almost like 38 minutes past. So yeah, let's switch to the questions. I hope you guys have questions.
Ksenia, it's really so many great advices, and I just want to say you thank you. We are not stopping. We are not ending our live stream. We just gonna look through all these comments from our audience. It's absolutely amazing, and it's what you told you just right now. When find all these right people, and it's a kind of hunting. Yeah, it's a very deep
Yeah, yeah,
research.
yeah. But from the, yeah, from the different side, right?
Yeah, and like, what is it like? Luck, yeah, this is when you are ready, when you see opportunities and you are ready to catch them up. So it's very important if you found if you're just at happy birthday party and at birthday party and you just see some right people, but you have no hooks how to start your conversation. You didn't prepare, you didn't um, your homework is not done. You just like, oh, I see the right people, but I don't know how to communicate with them. So it's so important to do your homework. You have to be very obsessed about job you are looking for. So that's why like you have to make a very, very deep research. So let's just take a look about all our questions. So uh-huh. Where to start when you decided to establish a professional brand for yourself? Posting, building profiles everywhere.
Oh, that's a great question. So this actually lead us to what we discussed, right? We
Mm-hmm.
already touched a little bit that when we want to build an image of a professional, we cannot just build an image without thinking of like who is our target audience. And when like all these parts that we discussed today are the bricks for this large house of professional brand. But like they are all the parts of it, but not all, like not all of them were mentioned, because there is also media relations, events, etc., etc. um, so when you want to start, you should, like, from the very beginning, decide to who you
Mm-hmm.
want to address, like which audience, like what is your purpose here, right? Like to be professional, like to be perceived as a professional in which, like in which audience. I suggested like three key target audiences for enhancement of any career and any professional brand. Because believe me, if your colleagues, boss, and recruiters think that you are a pro and expert, others will follow them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like those are opinion leaders, right? In deciding if you are a professional or not, because those people understand something in your field. Those people can be experts themselves.
Yeah, thank you so much. And another one really good question from our audience. So since we know that AI is just coming and everybody started to use GPT chat, it's about role of offline networking. Is it important in the valley?
Like, uh, do you mean like
In
like it's
person.
possible, like using AI generated?
Yeah, like there are so many content generated by the AI, and we can't rely too much on the online professional communications. So I think it's a very good questions. Uh, is it what is the role of offline networking in
Oh,
person?
okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. For Silicon Valley, this was really crucial before COVID. This is important to say. During COVID, it definitely has become less crucial, less important. It again depends on your purposes. It is great to have an opportunity to network offline, but you have plenty of opportunity, like for career enhancement. You have plenty of opportunities to communicate and network online, especially in tech, right? Because people in tech, they're almost always online, and they all have, pretty much all professions that I know have some kind of communities, groups, chats, etc. To become closer, of course, offline networking is the thing, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Nothing can be substituted by like meeting in person, right? We all understood it during like these terrible COVID times. Of course, we want to see each other, we want to talk to each other, but sometimes consider, for example, events, professional events. You cannot usually talk for quite long at that events, right? You have limited time for networking. Usually you like just say hi, have a small talk, like exchange your LinkedIn profiles, or if you still have like these funky paper cards, and that's it. That's all your time, like all time you have, because you have to like to go to see another person. This is how these huge events happen. Of course, this is totally different story if you have an opportunity to become a speaker at a professional conference. It will definitely promote you, like first increase an awareness about you as a professional, and secondly promote you as an expert. Of course, this is totally different story. But in terms of networking, I think offline and online should go hand to hand. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be together. So this is really important, and it's very important to not forget to take accounts and to share with your social media, and you have to be prepared. So I just couple of times was in that situation, like I'm just showing up, I'm just representing my skills, na, and after this person, oh, let me look at you LinkedIn, and my LinkedIn should be prepared too, because people created there's perception about you in the both way, about your in-person presence and about your social media, by judging your social media. If they see that your social media is very weak and not convince them, they just start, it's about red flag. Yeah, just be
Of course.
prepared, the
Yeah.
people are gonna check you everywhere. And Ksenia, we have another one, a very interesting question. What's your piece of advice for networking for introverts? Like, people get used to say about themselves, like, why I have to do networking if like I'm a shy person? It's not my thing. And how I can networking if I can start this conversation, or if I get used to sit at home alone and others people, it's not actually my favorite things to do. What kind of piece of advice can you share with us for introverts?
This is a great question. I would tell you that probably most developers in Silicon Valley, they are to some extent introverts. And I watched several great tactics that they use to overcome this. And usually everyone who want to overcome it, he or she just does it. So it's yeah, they simple thing. I watched sometimes ago at an event a guy who is also a friend of mine and is a startupper who just he's literally going from one person to another with the same little speech, like speech and pitch that he prepared, and just literally I see in his eyes like he just ticking his bullet points, and also just like crossing these people out, like, okay, this is done, this is done, this is done. Like, I don't know, 20, 30 people in the room, and his goal was to reach everybody. And
Mhm.
so he just did it. I mean, it was just that this was his task. He was the CEO of a
Mhm.
startup. He had to network in this Silicon Valley. There is no other opportunity to meet these people.
Yeah.
And yeah, especially in the VC world, where extremely like offline networking is much more important in comparison to just when you're looking for a job.
That's a very great advice. And like, I think it's very important just to figure out that there is no clear introverts or clear extroverts. If situation requires us to be very communicative people, we have to be. And it's very important just to practice it. And when you have to speak with others people, you just pretend that you are super extrovert, and just like change your mindset that I have a mindset of extrovert just for 1 hour, in your brain like it's okay, we just not like changing, we just it's just for 1 hour, and brain let's just do this, because it's very important for your business. Everything's depend on your goals, and you have to speech your pitch deck. So like you have to do this, there is nobody to avoid this process.
Yeah, we
And
all have this like tasks that we don't like. I
yes,
think this is just another task that we probably don't like, but we can motivate ourselves, as I already said.
yeah, another one very interesting questions. I'm going through interview process, but some people who is interviewing me have almost zero LinkedIn present or activity. How to deal with these people? Great
Oh,
question.
this is a great question. Yeah, Elena, this is a great question. First of all, I would definitely not recommend you reach out them on Facebook or other social media that are not considered to be professional. This is impolite and even rude because Facebook in the United States is for personal purposes. It is different from, let's say, country where I'm originally from, where Facebook considered be as well a business platform, like platform to connect for your business. But in the US, this is a platform to share pictures of your beautiful kids, pets, etc., and your like personal stories. So don't reach out through Facebook and Instagram. For example, doesn't this doesn't do good for you. But check out them on Twitter. I didn't mention Twitter today, but Twitter is extremely important for like almost everybody. Like first of all, almost everybody is on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
How active they are there, this is another question. But for some like for some specialists, Twitter is the key. Let's say I work a lot with media, with reporters, and Twitter for them is number one source, a
Mm-hmm.
way to connect, to communicate, and Twitter is crucial. So what you can do, you can try to look for that people out there for sure, because probably they are not on LinkedIn, but probably they post some blog posts on Medium maybe some time ago. Just search them on Google by their names and maybe the title of the company, and try to see their digital print. What like
Mm-hmm.
out there, what they posted by themselves professionally. Probably you will see they are tagged on at some pictures at some conferences, events. Probably you will find their articles. That would be a great find because you can mention it in a small talk in the very beginning of your interview. I found some like this is really really interesting thing that you can find. Uh, Once I found that a person who actually didn't have like open social media accounts, she wrote a book. That was a little, yeah, she wrote a book and that book was available on Amazon. What I did, I purchased it. And next time we met, I had this book. Yeah, I knew that she wrote a book. So like and this is just be a little bit proactive. I know, and I have like friends and people in professional field who don't look like who are not out there that much, even who just against of leaving any information about them in social media. It's or LinkedIn, which is social media as well. So it's okay. Try to find what you can find, and if it is like not if it doesn't exist, it's okay too. I mean, it's okay. You have your one-on-one interview, and this is becoming this way the major tool to impress them, the major channel. It is not a tool. You can use tools to impress them, but the major channel to impress them via one-on-one interview. By the way, if somebody of these people ever suggests just a phone call, don't do it. Like politely ask them to do a conference call with video,
Mhm.
because this is much more beneficial, especially with people with accents. Because when we articulate like these articulations, this articulation that we have, like uh, adds to understanding of what we are saying when we probably pronounce some words in a wrong way, especially these titles, names, names of some companies or some tools that you used. That was tricky, that like brand names, they sound differently. I had a really funny story back in Europe when I met a guy from the United States, and he worked for Samsung, but I was quite young, and in my country the like Samsung pronounced totally different, and I didn't understand in which company they worked. So I was not interested, but I had like I should be. I was like,
Yeah.
what company? And he said, like, how you don't know this? Like, how you don't know Samsung? He was so surprised. And I just didn't understand with his accent. And I was quite young and I was not that experienced. And I was just like, what's.
Yeah. So it's a really great
Yeah,
advice for
yeah.
advice.
Something, yeah, I know that it is not 100% the answer to this question, because like life is more complicated sometimes.
Yeah. So like Anne, uh, just dig deeper, but not stalking people.
Oh
Just
no,
try.
no, no. Yeah, it's like I think like among people who are here, there are no stalkers,
No,
believe me.
of course, it's just
Just,
about
yeah.
research. Just try to get all information as you can, or
Yeah.
maybe you can find
Public
some
information, of course. Public information, not the
public
academic
public
course.
information was affordable for everybody to get. And Ksenia, so we have maybe last questions. So it's like, it's a great pleasure to talking with you, but it's
Time
only
flies.
57 minutes. We have to think about our audience. And last question from our audience is, do you think it's right to use GPT chat for LinkedIn posts, or it's better to have your authentic voice? Oh, it's a really interesting questions. Thanks for asking. What do you think about GPT chat and how we can use
Go
as
for
a
it. I think go for it.
tool? Okay.
like never ever stop using legal tool. Never ever. If it can enhance, empower, and if it can help you, don't even think that it is something unethical or whatsoever. No, the thing is that to prepare any blog post, any article, any paper, even a book, we go through stages, right? So when we create any content, we go through stages, and
Mhm.
some like like at first prepare some really rough draft. It may be like grammar is wrong, like I don't know, structure is not there, so there are some thoughts about this, like this and this, but this is a rough draft, after which and after that we start to polish it, and we have a first round of this polish, the second round, the third round, etc. So use this amazing opportunity that modern world gives us, and more the technology gives us, as your personal copywriter, like draft copywriter. Like you will come up with the idea, you want to see something, you can use GPT chat GPT to make a little bit of research for you, make an outline for your post, make I like give some ideas on blog posts that can tell this like about this or that part of your job. Use this tool fully. Of course, we understand that if you will not bring your true self, if
Mhm.
you will not like mention your unique experience, if you have it, but everyone has a unique experience, even though if you are in the very beginning of your career, um, it will be clear that this is like chat gpt, as we all understand now when we see like advertisement, even sometimes like advertisement that was not like initially clear that that was advertisement, we all understand that it is advertisement, right? Even like when sometimes some bloggers or some people want to hide it. So I bet that like in a couple of months we all understands if this or that blog post was written by a human being or chat gpt.
Mhm.
It is so easy again to check it out, because if you take just a one sentence from your blog post and Google searches, like do like search of this particular sentence, it's like in 3 seconds it will be like clear that it was done by ChatGPT.
And
So, but
yeah.
you should use it, of course, but just redo it.
Mm.
Redo it in your way. Add your story, add your unique experience, add your tone of voice, maybe some of your favorites, like favorite words that you use when you speak and write, because we all have them, like that special words that sometimes very like often we love to use, and this is very very unique tone of voice of each and everyone. So go for it, but do it smart, do
Do
it in
it
a
smart.
smart way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but do it smart. And Ksenia, so we have a very, very last question from Julia. And so we have many, a bunch of questions of them. So let's just try to answer on last. What is the main mistake when compiling a profile on LinkedIn?
Yeah, Julia, I really recommend you to go and to that live section of this YouTube channel and find the video. It is really easy to find. I don't remember the name of the expert, Elena,
Helen.
Hel,
Helen.
Helen. Yeah. So it is like it contains the word LinkedIn on the thumbnails. So just go for it. There are so many great advice, like so many great pieces of advice on how to enhance your LinkedIn profile. On top of my mind, and I was really intrigued. I watched that video. On top of my mind, you should present your results at each place if you like, if you have them, and you should be really short in
Mm.
your bio. You should really be short, like couple sentences, 3 sentences, the strongest one, and smile with your teeth on the picture of your LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
for
yeah. That's Helen Glad. Mhm.
Helen Glad. Yeah, it was
How
our
to boost your
video
LinkedIn profile, exactly, yeah.
last week.
This is a
Yeah.
great video.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thanks for recommendation. And we are really surprised that you watched this video. And
I was doing my homework.
oh my God, yeah. So like you're a great researcher. And guys, thanks for all your Ksenia, thanks for great advices. And we just like, so important to do your research before connecting with the right people. Thank you for the advice. Thank you for all your advices today. And like I I was I was thinking that I knew how to build the right connections, but you just share with us that it's a really very serious approach how to do your homework, how to do your research, and you have to spend some time. You just have to figure out correctly like what company you would like to get job positions in what company, and what is the right people. And you maybe could feel like a detective, like, you try to understand who work there. So, and you have to find them. And guys, thanks for all your questions. I think you enjoyed, Ksenia, as me. It was really nice to hear you today. And if you have any questions more, you can just write them down below, and we're gonna answer them later. And we're gonna send them to the Ksenia, and maybe she would like to share with you, because we know we just have 1 hour. And else, if you have any suggestions in terms of future topics, or you would like to share, or maybe you would like to share with your story, just please contact us. And if you are watching in the recording, so thanks for your time. And we'll have more events like this on a regular basis. So make sure to subscribe our channel and subscribe all our social media. Reach us out, send all your suggestions, and thanks you everyone, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for this video, guys. Thanks for being there. Thanks for my team. Thank you, Ksenia, for being there for one
Thank
hour.
you, Anna. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.